So, readers, we all know that when you're reading your nonfiction books, you need to constantly make sure that the story is making sense. You know how stories go. And so, when something isn't making sense, you want to make sure that you are stopping and figuring out what is going on in your story. Well, the same is true for nonfiction stories, right? You need to expect that nonfiction books will make sense. So you should always be able to answer the who or what the text is about and what's happening. And if you can't, that's a sign that you might be confused. And you can't just stay confused, right? You won't learn much from your book. So today I want to teach you that every nonfiction reader gets confused sometimes. When that happens, readers don't just keep reading, right? Instead, you want to pause, go back to the last part you understood, and keep track of what's happening as best you can. All right. So, your Just Right nonfiction book should sound like you're talking when you read it out loud. But there should also be some parts that are kind of challenging for you as we're trying to grow our level. And if you continue to read books that are so easy for you, you're not going to do this. And so when we come across a confusing part, we have some strategies that we can use to help it make sense. So it's really important for you to notice when you're confused and the parts of these books that make you say, wait, what? What did I just read? Right? And then when you get to a part that's confusing, you're going to stop. You're going to study the page. What is happening? What is going on right here? Who is here? And what is this author describing? So you're going to stop, study the page, think about how each part fits with the heading. If you're in a group, you can talk about it. And so let's try this with our article about Inky. So you read an article using this octopus named Inky for your pre-write. And this is set for a fifth grade level, but there might be some challenging parts to this article. So let's use our strategies and figure out how we can make it make sense. Title of the article: In the Dark of Night, Inky the Octopus Makes His Escape. All right, so we already know this is going to be about an octopus named Inky, and he's going to escape. We need to figure out from where, maybe when this might happen, and how this might happen. So let's start reading. An octopus made a bold escape from the National Aquarium in New Zealand. He broke out of his tank, slithered down a long drain pipe, and disappeared into the sea. Okay, first of all, we have some challenging words. A national aquarium in New Zealand. If you don't know what an aquarium is, you might be confused. If you don't know where New Zealand is, you might be confused or wondering. If you don't know what a drain pipe is, you might be confused. If you don't know what slithered means. So, what you're going to do if you don't understand a word, luckily you have technology, you're going to click on that word or double click it. You can look up the definition to a word. So you can also see pictures. So, oh yeah, drain pipe. Okay, I get it. It runs down the side of a building and it's how water gets out. Okay, I get it. So, in your mind, what happened? Where did it happen? How did it happen? Inky was in an aquarium. He broke out and got out through a drain pipe. Aquarium workers were stumped. The escape could have come straight out of Finding Nemo. Now, if you don't know what Finding Nemo is, you might have to look that up too, right? The common New Zealand octopus was named Inky. He made his dash for freedom after the lid of his tank was accidentally left slightly open. Okay, so there's words that you might not know. Dash for freedom. Okay, what does that mean? A dash. Okay, well, he's making an escape, so he must be trying to get out in some way. So that might be a quick way to get out. All right. So as you read, ask yourself, what is going on here? Who are we talking about, or what are we talking about? And how is this happening, or why is this happening? If you can't answer these questions, you want to stop, look closely at vocabulary words, go back and reread if you're confused, and connect it to headings or subheadings. Right? So this is going to be mostly about how he got out, saw his opportunity, right? What he wants is to be under the sea, right? So use your strategies, read your book slowly, and stop when something is confusing and pay attention to the details.